Okay, we're back with another episode for Arena Ultimax, okay? And this time we're gonna enter episode Adachi. And since last time we finished episode P3, we did unlock the true ending here. Okay? So the thing is, I feel I think about it, like yesterday or so. I think we should leave this for last, okay? But this is the true ending. So let us go to episode Adachi, and then we'll see like what else, um, what awaits us. I think maybe we need to like separate into two streams, but there is, maybe it'll take 3 to 4 hours. Okay, from what it looks like here. Okay, but it'll be much better because like, episode P4 take me around 10. Wait, takes me around 8. Episode P3 takes me around 10. Okay, like even 3 to 4 hours would be good enough. Okay, because it has chapter 11. The side here have chapter 13. I assume that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's around 15. But there's no branching others. So I don't think it will take that long, okay? So I think I'll play like maybe around 2 hours today and see how far we go, okay? And then we'll finish off like in the next time, okay? So with that said, let's see how Adachi play into all of this role. Okay, I kind of assume that I kind of assume Adachi will be like he enter with the idea of siding with us. Okay, not like halfway through. Okay, and he might see Sho as something like him, where looking back, he is being kind of jerk before this, okay? But after after duking it out with the P4 team, like, yeah, maybe the world isn't that bad, you know? So that's what I think it's gonna happen. My molars slowly crushed a hard lump of fiber. I knit my eyebrows at my first taste of lotus root in a long, long while. Oh god, I love lotus root. And by the way, forgive me if my tongue, because like right now my tongue there's an ulcer over there, so it's kind of hurting me a bit. I scripted in some barley field rice as if to wash down the lotus root. Why is he still wearing his suit? Today's dinner consists of chikuzemi full of vegetables. I also get some miso soup that's one step away from water, cucumber, tsukemono, and even an orange slice or two for dessert. Oof, I want some sea urchin or eel. Yakiniku sounds good too. Or maybe some beef tongue. Serve rare, covered in green onion and marinated with a little lemon juice. Oh man, this brings me back when I was in Japan, man. When I was in Japan, like I worked part-time at this chain restaurant. Okay, they only operate in Tokyo. They only operate in Tokyo and uh Kanagawa. I forgot already. Okay, but at the time, like what it specialized is like beef tongue. Okay, uh, and basically like you eat rice alongside with um some grilled meat. Okay, mostly it's beef tongue, and the best part is that is the is the tororo. Basically it's made with yams, okay, and it's very gooey, okay, and then like you put it on, like you mix it with the rice, okay, and like it's you eat the rice with the Totoro, like you mix it together, and then it becomes sticky, and then later on, like the meat that accompanies it is like to give it the extra flavor, you know. Oh god, I so missed it, man. Well, I fantasized about this. I grabbed some lotus root out of the bento pack with my chopsticks. I peered through the holes in the lotus root, and my eyes meet those of the guards staring at me through the observation window.
食べなさい。
はいはい。すみませんねと。
Maybe I need to increase the volume a little bit. I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I'm being held at the prefectural police HQ neighboring Inaba City as a suspect in the serial murders that took place in Yaso Inaba. 2 murders, abandoning a corpse, plus a few other charges. 2 murders, abandoning a corpse. He did take out 2. Abandoning a corpse? But that's not him. That's what happened to the guy? What happened to the guy that killed our teacher? That's one more question I want that is left unanswered. Did it say that he's in police custody? Is he in juvenile or something? Normally I'll be immediately prosecuted and transferred to prison, but the police are having trouble with the supernatural case of death being thrown into the television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be assigned to a pain in the ass case like this. Well, maybe it's not for me to say, being an ex-cop after all. I think he's kind of like being treated as like, if you watch one of the X-Men movies, right? They did manage to capture Magneto, right? And everything in the prison cell made for Magneto have no metal at all. It's either made out of wood or plastic. Aftermeal drowsiness hits me soon after, so I lay down on the tatami mat. There's nothing I can do in this empty cell, and just as I'm about to pass on from consciousness into the beginning slumber.
82番調べ。
The voice of the guard outside pulls me back to reality. Number 82, that's me. An interrogation this late in the day? Give me a break. I sigh in a relief that the guard wouldn't see us. I sigh in a way that the guard wouldn't see and slowly get up. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. Yeah, everything's going fine. Just that I have like an ulcer on my tongue a little bit. So talking is still okay, but I'll try to like avoid talking that much. By the way, what happened to you yesterday? Like after you get back from the from seeing the motorcycle crash? It's been a while since I was last called to the interrogation room. The stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth. Since it was all over, I didn't plan on to hide anything. It'd be a pain if things got complicated. But obviously, proving that you can kill people with magic isn't the kind of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some conspicuous psych evaluation and all that crap, and the interrogators weren't able to make any progress, so my jail life continues. Don't you think it's kind of stupid that they put a TV here? Because, like, of course, the way he killed people is by supernatural means, and he basically shoved people into the TV, and that's how he killed them, right? That's what Dojima should have wrote in the report. The problem is, knowing that, why is a monitor over there? And that gives me another question. But like, of course, like a TV is a monitor equipped with being able to detect radio signals and turn it into to project it. The question is, right now, is that a TV or a monitor? Or if it's a monitor, can you still go into the other side? You know? Because I don't remember the P4 team going into a PC screen. They go through supposedly TV screens, you know?
新しいブーツだ。確認しろ。
Oh, come on. They want me to go over some evidence? I plop my ass down on the uncomfortable stool, and a young detective lines up several objects on the table. The fuck? Wait, a young detective? You call this young?
以上3点ですね。
Oh, okay. It's not him. This is a replica gun that had been modified to fire real bullets. Oh yeah, that was in my closet. I bought this when I first joined the police force, and was frustrated I didn't get a gun right off the bat. Duh. And this a digital audio player. I won it at the New Year's bingo game, then tossed it somewhere and forgot about it. What the hell did they find it? And that is a large flat screen TV. It's big enough to easily shove someone through, but I've never seen this TV before. In other words, it's irrelevant to the investigation. Yeah, because we did see that he shoved Konishi Senpai, where we did see him pushing Konishi Senpai through a very old CRT television, okay? And then for the announcer, it's at the lobby of the Amagi Inn, okay? So it's kind of weird they brought this one here. You can understand, aren't you? Oh, are you asking me something before I call? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was asking like why like suddenly like yesterday after because we went out and checked out the crash, right? And then like this like you didn't say anything. You can understand Japanese, aren't you? Yes, I can understand Japanese. And yet they still manage to dig up more junk. They don't even realize that they are wasting their time.
どれも事件と関係ないです。っていうか何回も言ってますけど、もう全部喋っちゃってるんで、僕。う
るせえ。黙ってしっかり確認しろ。
The detective pounds the table with his fist, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. What losers. My game's long been over. What good would it be to lie now? The reason you can't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here and waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little? If Naoto is here, things will be very different. I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence again, and the detective lights a cigarette.
Adachi ni Dojima. Kasu shika inei no ka, Inabashi wa.
Ah, sure, no problem, okay? I understand.
稲葉署の堂島良太郎だよ。よく知ってんだろ。
Oh god. Oh, it's okay. Okay. I thought like because you did say that it was a crash, and then like maybe even though it happened outside your house, you know, something might happen to you. That's what like, you know, made me a little worried.
お前のせいで署内での立場がやばくなってるって噂だ。ね？部下が殺しで逮捕されちゃうな。普通は恥ずかしくて職場に出てこれんわ。
The detective with the cigarette blows some smoke in my face. I get this kind of treatment every day. At least it's one of the less severe acts of hostility I have to endure. At least he have the cell to his own, at the very least. Since I'm an ex-cop, the police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning till night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to my face. The verbal abuse is constant. If I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably pissed at how long this case is taking them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. They try. Seeing as I don't get so much as move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly. You know, even though that I said just now, right? Like Adachi, he had his own room, but the room is always visible to the guards. Like they can physically see you, even though like if you see in the beginning, the room, like even the toilet have like a window, well, an empty window, but that's the least privacy that he has.
俺もね、同情しちゃって、事情聴取の時、親切心で言ってやったのよ。あんたのクズな部下、こっちでちゃんと処分してやるから安心していいぞ。ってな。
I bet this guy is like so jealous of Dojima. But then, I still feel sad about Dojima that he lost his wife though.
したらあの野郎、いきなり胸ぐら掴んできやがって、危うくこっちも始末書もんだぜ。
あそりゃ災難だ。
笑い事じゃねえ。お前、あいつがなんて言ったと思うよ。え？お前に頼まなくても自分の始末くらい自分でつけられるやつだ。だとよ。殺人犯相手に何言ってやがんだか。
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima-san's being a pain in the ass like he always is. I'm no longer his subordinate, just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead, he has to go and say that. Besides, isn't it backwards for a detective to be believing in a criminal? This cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
田舎者にはうんざりだぜ。ま、あんなど田舎でずっとデカやってりゃ、モラルも低くなるってもんか。あの感じじゃ、堂島も何人かやってんじゃねえの？部下が部下なら、上司も上司ってな。
Oh shit. Adachi, I'll kind of forgive you if you punch him right now.
面白い冗談ですね。
I'll halfway forgive you if you actually beat this guy up, man. But then that's just gonna show that he's actually a violent criminal. But still though, but at least it shows that he's still human.
いや、だって手が早いのは刑事さんでしょ？現役の頃、僕も噂で聞いたことありますよ。
Oh yeah, and that's also one thing. Adachi is very, like, he knows a lot of info.
取り調べで被疑者の顔を殴ったのがバレて、もみ消したんでしたっけ？武勇伝ですよね。
Nice! I'm sorry, English first language, so I don't understand some of your saying. And there's also one bad English. So I would like to say my name so I know whenever you're talking to me. Oh, okay. The detective's face gets redder and redder. Even though I sound frivolous, my heart is
そ
cold.
れからは徹底して殴るのは腹なんでしょ？さすが警察署を目指してた人は違うな。
English is not my first language anyway. But I use English the most, but it's not my first language. But I feel the most comfortable. Like English is it's supposedly to be my second language, but 50% of the time is that I use English, okay, and I speak another three other languages. So yeah. Well, basically, when I was growing up, like English um is the language I used to enjoy myself. So like either watching like movies, animes and stuff. Like animes, like of course they speak in Japanese, but I read the translation, okay, like the subtitles and all. So that's why like I'm more comfortable in English than any other my languages that I use.
てめえ星が生言ってんじゃねえぞ
Oh, the chair is kicked out from under me and I slam into the ground. Yep, he is violent. Oh, wait. He's threatening him, but he's sweating. The detective grabs me by the hair and roughly pulls my head up. Seeing the detective's face contorted with anger and accumulation is just hilarious.
痛い思いしたくなかったらまともに吐けこの野郎が
まずいですよ。これ以上やっちゃさすがに。
The young detective was quietly taking notes, suddenly stepped forward, looking panicked. There's no force behind his action, though. He's got no control in the
うるせ
situation.
えこういうクズは叩かなきゃ埃なんか出ねえんだてめえもよーく見とけ
Furiously, he punched me in the guts. He avoided my solar plexus, so he must be used to hitting people. God damn. This is why I don't trust police, you know. Even if like they are in like how to say, a safe country like Japan, they would still, like, I assume that there are people like this, okay? Since police like deals a lot with like enforcement, and that will actually like translate into being like have to resort to like some force. That's why I don't really trust police that much, you know. Like there's always people who it's not gonna be hard to find people like this. Yeah. One thing about my country is that okay, if I were to give like a score between like 0 to 100, my police would be somewhere around 40%. Okay, 40 to 50%. Barely reaching half. Because like one thing is kind of like an unspoken knowledge is that if you ever get into trouble, you can just bribe your way a bit, you know?
ひどいな。これって刑訴法違反ですよね。
え
刑事訴訟法319条強制拷問脅迫による自白は証拠とすることができない。
Yeah, but then, oh my god. Like the thing with Japan, right? Okay. Like I say, Japan is a safe country, right? Okay. It's the thing is, like, even though I respect the police, okay, the respect when I was in Japan, they're very helpful and all. But once you get thrown into jail or prison, okay, then it's kind of like a different story, you know, because like supposedly, okay, um, supposedly you're supposed to like, you know, in when doing interrogation, like supposedly, right, you're supposed to like, you know, give them proper rights and everything, okay, but in Japan they can interrogate you for 16 hours a day. I don't know whether it's like continuously or like they have to put a break, but 16 hours a day, and then like the police can detain you for like 20 days. Okay, like that's why like that's one thing that I wish that the Japanese police would actually like, improved on. Like recently, there's oh, it's not recently, like maybe a year or two ago. Okay, um, a year or two ago, I saw a video about the Japanese police, right? They they targeted this woman, and basically, like since there's some language barrier and stuff, and the thing is, they found out like like this lady, she likes baking stuff, and then, like like the police thought that whatever the guy's this person's baking is actually like contain like, you know, like marijuana or something like that. Okay, but actually she's not. She's just a little bit how should I say this? Autistic. In other words, like she can't express herself properly, right? Okay, and she have to go through like not as bad as 16 hours and all of those, but she was detained quite harshly. Okay, so when I watched that video about that, like it is kind of like unfair. And at the end, they found out that oh, she just have problem communicating. That's why that she can't answer the police interrogation properly. You know, and this is also another thing that this happened in South Korea and Japan as well. Okay, because like of course the police need to like investigate before like uh send you to the court, right? Okay, and the thing is the conviction rate of the Japanese police is like over 90%, 99%, 95. It's crazy number. Okay, but the thing is, if you're being tortured and intimidated, you're probably if you're being tortured or you're being interrogated, you're probably not gonna like say the truth. You just want to get this over, right? Like you say, 16 hours is too much. So like, oh come on, I wanna sleep. Like, can we just get this over with? Yes, I did it. So it's not, you can't use it as evidence, like you said. But I bet they will still take it as evidence.
あんたが手出しちゃったら僕の自白は無効だ。こんな基本的なこと警察学校で習わなかったんですか？
And don't forget, Adachi is like a top student before he became oh before he became a police officer. He's a top student in the school and stuff. So he may be twisted. He still know the law.
あ、そっか。警訴法も覚えらんないからこんな田舎にいるのか。あ
Oh damn! Nice comeback.
てめえ
The detective eyes open wide. Haha, looks like I hit a nerve. He's probably going to hit me again. I brace myself for it, but contrary to my anticipation, I'm not struck by a fist. Instead, I feel cold steel of the barrel gun pressed up against my temple. Wait, what? His eyes.
足立徹か
Kino
君と話したい
Kagutsuchi. The atmosphere in this room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill run down my spine. Like I told you, I'm from Malaysia. He's not the same detective I was talking to. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut is telling me.
悪いがご足労願おうこのままテレビに入ってくれ
Huh?
何してんですか。拳銃なんて出したら大問題ですよ。少し落ち着いて。
Shit, is he gonna shoot?
ああ、そういえばもう一人いたか。お前は外に出ていろ。
はあ？何言ってんですかあんた。
Wait, this sounds weird. This sounds weird. In Japanese, he said anta. So that means like that's a very rude way of calling people out. Okay, so that's because remember, the young detective is this guy's subordinate. He should be using keigo in other polite form, like in other words, like calling him properly. Oh, sure, you can go. Okay, sure. So go and enjoy your dinner. Okay.
出ろと言った。ことを荒立てたくない。死にたくはないだろう。
The detective slowly raises his arm and points the gun towards the corner in the ceiling. Sure. Okay, enjoy your dinner. He fires the lens and he fires and the lens of the security camera in the room shatters to pieces, accompanied by the ear-splitting sound of gunfire. Bye. The young detective quivers and bolts from the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making show of justice if it's just going to get you killed.
やっちゃった。で、君誰なのさ。
会えばわかる。テレビに入れ。お前はできるはずだ。
Without changing expression, he pushes the gun into my back. If I try to resist, he'll pull the trigger without anticipation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would not be a wise plan right now. I walked towards the TV that had been brought in as evidence. Wait, that he was already controlled? Before I can even start to struggle, I'm thrown into the television with unbelievable strength. So he is kind of forced. I feel a strange floating sensation, as if gravity has lost its hold on me entirely. Remember, Adachi hardly go into the TV world. He may, because like, if I'm not mistaken, the first time he entered the TV world was the time when like he was forced into it, okay? Like, he pushed the victims inside, and he may have even like stuck his head in, but that's it. He hardly go into the TV world.
懐かしいなこれ。
Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know what's waiting for me at the bottom. But now, I sigh slightly as I fall headfirst. I was thrown out into the school classroom enveloped in an uncanny atmosphere. There are chairs and desks lined up, textbooks on the shelf, a blackboard, and all that good stuff. But the walls are plastered with posters and barricade tape labeled P-1 Grand Prix. Seriously, who made these things? I look at the blackboard, puzzle, and read the words Yasogami High School monthly events written upon it.
テレビを抜けたら、そこは教室でした。ね。
I think I should lower down the volume a little bit and bring down my mic a little bit. Yasuhai is where the wannabe detectives went. Of course, this isn't the real school, but I get a feeling that they'll be showing up any moment now. Well, that doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is that whoever called me here is somewhere in this school too.
急な呼び出しとか迷惑なんだよな。もう警察官じゃないんだしさ。正直面倒だから帰りたいけど。
He didn't say he wanted to be in prison. He said that he wanted to go back. Well, that said, even if I do, you'll all be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along then. I was getting tired of dealing with those idiots cop anyway.
行ってみますか。こんなの二度とないと思ってたのに。世の中どうかなっちゃってるんじゃないの？何が起こるか分かったもんじゃないよ。
I guess I'll start investigating from the top. I scratch my head and start making for the door out of the classroom. I'm sure I'll find some evidence if I just start walking around. Wait a second. That's something Dojima-san used to say all the time.
やだな。知らないうちにこっちにまで映っちゃってる。ほんと堂島さん様々だよ、まったく。
Give me a break, Dojima-san. I roll my eyes as I leave the dark classroom. To be continued? Wait. What? Oh. Okay. That kind of scared me a bit. I was like wondering, wait, are we gonna see other people's perspective as well? Ooh, he's already at the cross. This school is a terrifyingly quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll around the school. The empty school building is blurred in a dim light, making it all creepier. And for some reason, it's become a complicated maze, as if the entire school had become a giant trap.
おいおい、性格歪みすぎじゃないの？ま、僕が言えたことじゃないけどさ。
I glanced around and noticed the walls and ceilings were bored through as if something crashed into them. Elizabeth? I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. Maybe it's Sho. I neither know nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. At any rate, this is definitely not a peaceful place.
はあ、眠くなってきちゃったな。
I'm out of shape and my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and go back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up to the nearest set of stairs.
新しい扉発見伝。
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally this would be the way to the roof, but there's no telling where it goes in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I better take a look. It doesn't appear to be locked. I slowly open the door and a warm, moist wind blows in.
なんだこりゃ。
It's a bit hard to see, depending on the time, because like the font color is white, and then like depending on where it is with the background, it's a bit hard to read. A bunch of crosses are stuck into the ground, and with an eerily giant moon in the background. Close by, I can see the moonlight bridge bent like a spoon. This also shows that P3 and P4 are closely related, and they are in the same world, so he should have been there at least once. I definitely recognize it because I saw it more times than I would like to while I was still in the city. Still, huh? So he came from Tatsumi Port Island.
ご体操な趣味だこと。
This place feels like a set out of a B movie. It feels like zombies are going to attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world, then there are shadows here. I guess they don't look all that different. I take a look around the area while I'm thinking that. I sense a presence right behind me, and I instantly realize that someone snuck up on me. You gotta be kidding. I might be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings and somebody still got the drop on me? You're a cop, but you're not a ninja or something. I carefully turn around and see a young man standing there.
ようこそ彼の世界。君が足立徹か。
Minazuki. The young man spread his arms in a welcoming gesture. He has impressively red hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries two odd-looking katanas and bears an egg-shaped scar across his face. But above all, this extraordinary pressure he's giving off is the same feeling as I felt in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it. No, it's Kino Kaguchi. This is just Minazuki. Chills run down my spine in the face of this murderous intent. I keep a straight face and speak like I always do to hide my fear.
僕を呼んでくれちゃった人まったくいい迷惑だよ
Wait, if this tone is him being scared, then he was scared several times, when, in P4.
例として名乗っておこう。俺は水無月。水無月翔だ。
The young man grins after he says that. I notice that he has a Yasuo High uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student there? He seems rather composed to be one. Those detective wannabe brats acted more their age.
で水無月君は僕に何の用なの特に用がなきゃ帰りたいんだけどな
そうだな。説明するかどうかはこれから決めることだ。
In the blink of an eye, his katana is pointed at my throat. Hey man, what gives? He's the one who wanted me here. Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? While I'm feeling frustrated with this, Minazuki tosses a gun towards me. This grip is the same revolver as the one I kept when I was a detective.
君の銃だ。射撃は得意だろ。
He is? Oh man, I want to see more of him using guns I want to see him using more guns in the remake. I assume they're gonna remake, okay? But I do want to see that. Minazuki raises his katanas. The punk wants to test my strength. Fine. I cluck? Isn't it click? I click my tongue and pick up the revolver off the ground. It pisses me off that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling things will be a bigger pain if I refuse to fight. I take in comfort of the familiar grip in my hand and turn to Minazuki.
こんなもの持たせちゃ僕殺人事件の被疑者なんだよ
構わないぞ。殺すつもりで来い。
大した自信だねじゃあ
Ooh, first time using Adachi. Magatsu Izanagi.
Round final.
映画は新刊非道のトリックスター足立徹が今夜再び登場
Yomi drop. Megidora, evil smile, calm down, get lost.
ほらじゃありがとうほら
Huh? Damn it. Let's finish it. I actually wanted to use a finisher. Egocentric police stick. I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power was something. It definitely wasn't the standard keep it clean style of fighting. I'm still curious though about Namatame because you know who awakened 3 people? Namatame, Adachi, and protagonist. What about him? For me, I feel like Namatame didn't awaken to his persona. It's still in his shadow form, but then again, if you think about it, like like protagonist didn't have to face his shadow, but why does Namatame have to face his shadow if that's the case? Well, at the very least, like he have a shadow when we confronted him. So I assume maybe like because of his mental breakdown, that's why he have to like awaken through the normal way as well, even though being triggered by you know who. Sure, I beat him, but he probably wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, Minazuki's pretty nonchalant while he looks at me, but he seems
いい
satisfied.
腕だ。君の敗北が解せないな。
よく言うよ。君だってまだ余裕じゃない。
He didn't say incomprehensible. Gesenu. Gesenu is more of a like don't really hate it.
ああ、君を試しただけで全く役に立たないのではな。俺は彼の世界を作る。君の力が必要だ。
彼の世界。へえ、ちょっと興味はあるかもね。詳しく聞かせてよ。
Come to think of it, he said his before too, so he's got another ally. Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the
こ
cylinders.
れはあの子の望みだ。俺はこの世界を滅ぼす。世界はまやかしに満ちている。友だ絆だと騒ぎ、その裏にあるものを平然と踏みにじる。この世界、そんな世界に価値はない。ならば何もかも全て消してしまえばいい。
へえ、それは興味あるね。ま、実際君の言う通りじゃない。世の中くだらない慣れ合いばっかだし、正直僕も鬱陶しいとは思うな。実際全部壊してやろうとしたわけだし。
That's only half true. Bonds, friendship, helping one another. There are a lot of people who flaunt all this nice sounding talk, but it's those same people who won't hesitate to stab people in the back the moment they feel attacked or get hurt. But the P4 members are not that though. In the end, it's just that humans have to rely on each other in order to live. But far too many dumbasses misunderstand that and try to make it way more meaningful than it really is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It would be nice if I could erase this shitty world like a magic trick. At least, that's what I used to think.
君は人を超えた力を得たはずだ。その時のことを覚えているか。
人を超えた力。あれのことかな。あれをどうしようってのさ。
俺はその力を呼ぶ。ただし、飼いならす必要があるということだ。
I feel like the power he's talking about is if I remember, his own dungeon. I think he made it himself. Okay, so maybe it refers to that. Minazuki eyes waver like red flames. I see. Looks like he's been given power just like me.
そのために君の力が必要だ。協力しろ。君に選択肢はない。
Minazuki points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He poked around my personal profile, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some brat after all. And he can't even do his research.
おいおい、僕に選ばせる気ないじゃない。 だいたい飼いならすったってそれは君次第でしょ。僕に何の関係があるのさ。ま、協力しろって言うならできる範囲で協力はしてあげるかもね。
できる範囲でだ。まあいい。君には他の役割もある。
まだなんかあるの？
ペルソナ使いたちだ。彼らを集めて戦わせる。それに君も参加する。
はあ、なんかめんどくさそうだなそれ。だいたい何のために戦わせるのさ。
To be honest, I really don't want to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much info out of this kid as possible. This makes sense. Depending on how things go, this guy might become a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I heard what he has to say. After I make an interested face, he surprisingly tells me the full outline of his plan. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he plans to summon what he call power beyond the bounds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he apparently needs persona fragments that are created when personas use their powers on one another. So he thought up an idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona users, calling it the P-1 CLIMAX. Plus, he made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows in order to force them into fighting one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. In addition, he already taken some persona users into an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. Wait, does this mean that he planned the attack on the Shadow Operatives? Huh. He definitely planned for this, though I don't really get the point of crucifying his captive on those tacky crosses. Anyway, blah blah blah. I've been called in to help him collect the fragments and get a hold of that power within the giant shadow. It all sounds pretty stupid really, but Minazuki is deadly serious. He really intends to go through with this. How did he manage to come up with a plan that's such a convoluted pain in the ass? Maybe it's just because I haven't been around for a while, but I'm actually impressed with how ridiculous this scheme of his is.
戦いにはこの町のペルソナ使いたちも加えてわかるだろう。かつて君の野望を砕いた敵対者、君が復讐するもよし、何もしなかったとしても文句は言う。
But he doesn't really like hate them, you know. He may find them annoying, but I don't think he hates the P4 group.
ステージはこちらで用意する。君は好きなだけ奴らを壊せばいい。拮抗した力の衝突こそがペルソナのかけらを生む。その方がこちらにとっては都合がいいということだ。
で、もし僕が断ったら、
霧の日に起きた殺人事件、もう一度世界を騒がせるだけだ。
なるほどね。それは困っちゃうな。
I never had a choice from the start. Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do with some kind of work. And after hearing this plan, I just can't sit there. I was thinking about what to do, but I suddenly felt the ground shake a bit beneath us. Wait, so is this midnight? Minazuki looks up into the sky and stares off into the distance. Suddenly, the shaking grows so intense that I can barely stand, and the roof soars up into the sky. I fall to my knees and brace my hands on the ground, lost for words as I stare upwards. The sky turned red, like ink stain on a piece of paper, or an infection spreading across the healthy flesh.
おいおい、ちょっと派手すぎるんじゃないの？
The shaking finally stopped, so I run to the edge of the roof, I looked down at the world from there and I gulped involuntarily. The town's covered in an eerie red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air itself is covered in red. It's the same color as Minazuki's eyes, as if to show me that everything is at his mercy.
ねえ君さこれって
なんだこれ、すげえ、かなりぶっ飛んでるぜこれや。最高だぜ、僕の世界。
は
よう、お前足立だろ、今の見てたかよな。世界とかマジ真っ赤、信じられ真っ赤なんつって。
The young man who had been cool and calm just a moment ago is now jumping around like a kid, an innocent brat playing with a new toy.
ちょっと君キャラ変わってない？
何驚いてんだよおめえ。まああいつと話してたんだろう。チッ、なんかしらけんなよその。
Him, just in case I take a look around, but we're the only ones here. The red-headed boy laughs merrily as I cock my head in confusion.
ああいや、僕は水無月翔。ようこそ僕の世界へってな。
He only said Minazuki show, he didn't say show.
聞いてるぜ、おめえも世界が嫌いなんだろ。よかったらもうすぐ全部ぶっ壊れるぜ。
あは君は水無月君とは違うわけ？
うわ、めんどくせえ。水無月はあいつで、僕は水無月だっつう話だよ。説明すんの面倒だからもうやねんどなんつって。
Yeah, I can see the Ikuchi's influence on him. Maybe he just doesn't care to keep talking, but sure ends the conversation. Does he have split personalities? I never met somebody who does before, but it's fairly common to hear about it when you talk with cops about side cases. Still, something doesn't seem right. I feel something different, some threatening madness from him. Well, that doesn't matter right now. I just slump my shoulders, fed up with the fact that I have even more trouble to deal
そ
with.
れよりてめえ、ほんと役に立つのがよ。協力するとか言っちゃって全然弱えとかマジ勘弁だから。そんなんだったらマジ殺す。
まだはっきり答えたつもりないんだけどな。ほらいきなりだったし。
はあ、バカがてめえ。協力するは殺さない、断るは殺す。わかる？断んねえだろ普通。
そんな極端な二択出されてもね。
グダグダうるせえよ。僕は壊しちゃってもいいけど、あいつがお前はやんなってさ。
君はやる気十分ってわけだ。血生臭いの好きそうだな。
え？何が悪いんだよ。スプラッシュってか。
No answers without any hesitation. The type that has no self-awareness is the worst, but the kids should be more careful. No matter how strong you are, even if you think you got control over a great power, if you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept out under you.
はい、参加すりゃいいんだろ。ま、ちょうど退屈してたし、暇つぶしにはなるかな。ただし、こっちは好きにやらせてもらうよ。僕にもルールってのがある。
That's right, I have my own set of rules. I don't give two shits about this perfect world of his power. All this crap about revenge on the kids of Inaba or the fighting between personnel users doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. Then what will he do? Like, he just say that like he's not gonna fully cooperate, but he'll be on his side. How? But things are different if they're going to start interfering with me. I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules no matter what.
まあ好きにしろよ。ルールだかルールルルーだか知んねえけど、変な真似したら即解体すっから。特捜隊と一緒に仲良く釣る人くそなんつって。
He laughs at his own lame jokes, then his eyes suddenly glow red. He turns his piercing gaze on me.
ただよ、ちゃんと見てくから。サボってんじゃねえぞ。ま
僕行くとこあるんで、あとはご自由に。ほな、バイなら。
Joe raises an arm as he gallantly leaves the roof. I considered attacking from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering that I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush things. I spin my revolver on my finger and, out of habit, then look up into the red sky, a crimson shroud filling my line of sight. Ah, that brings back memories of being inside the TV last year. The first time I found myself inside the television, the days of being run ragged, running around with Yojima-san, fighting the kids inside the TV world. I thought I'd forgotten all that, but I guess not. They're not very pretty memories, but it wouldn't be a lie to say that those experiences make me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wave of nostalgia and close my eyes. The lump of steel in my hand seems extremely heavy. It is quite hefty, but this is already like 30%. Yeah, I think we can finish it the next time. Like I say, I'm planning to play for like 2 hours. Back inside the school building, I enter an arbitrary class and sit in a chair, yawning for the nth time. Well, Minazuki, Sho told me to go fight the persona users. So first I need to go down. But back in the school, the hallways are even more complicated. The more I walk, the more dead ends I find. Here I was thinking of taking this opportunity to go into town and get some good sushi or a barbecue box lunch, but the thoughts of sea urchin and cow tongue come and go fleetingly.
外があんなじゃねえ。それ以前に外にすら出られやしない。
I look out of the window out of the corner of my eye, and it's obvious that the red fog has grown thicker than it was when I was on the roof.
ゲストで呼ぶなら GPS くらい用意しといてほしいよ。
I rest my chin in my hands and complain to the open air as if to the open air. If only I could ditch all this until this goddamn troublesome tournament is over, but I can't do that this time around. I need to destroy Sho's plan for my own sake after all. I can't even call what I'm about to do a plan. I can't even call what I'm about to do is a plan, but I've already decided what has to be done. I have to make contact with the personal users who will be invited here, and I need to lead them on so that they will move in the right direction. So he does want to help from the very beginning. It's not out of his whim. It's for himself as well. But I can't break the illusion that I'm working with Sho. It's probably not an exaggeration to say that this red world is under his control. I have to be clever and move about without arousing his suspicions, while still undermining his work.
そろそろ行こうかな。たく。わざわざあいつら探さなきゃいけないとか。何させられてんだよ、僕。
I slowly get up from the chair as I'm grumbling. Why does school always make your ass hurt if you sit in them for too long? Maybe still that's better than having your seat kicked out from under you all the time like in jail. I leave the classroom to find a runway-like hallway stretching out before me. I sigh at the dull scenery. I've come down pretty far looking for them, but I guess I still have a ways to go. There we go. I hear a familiar voice through the fog and stop. Could it be? I sneak ahead, keeping my ears open.
それにラビリスの一件から見て、犯人はキリジョーさんの関係者だと思っていた。その推察が間違っているとは思えないが。
あ、転校してきたとか、それかお兄ちゃんの制服とか。
There's no doubt about it. That's the genius kid and the girl in the green track green track jacket. I didn't think I'd run into these guys so soon. I feel the corner of my mouth turn up at this unexpected bit of luck. Now that I know it's them, there's no need for me to hide. I approach them, making sure that my footsteps are loud on the hallway floor.
警戒しろ。離れるな。
やあ、君たち久しぶり。
Dun dun dun.
足立さん。
When they see me, all three of them look shocked, as if I'd caught them on a hidden camera show. Heck, Yukun has his mouth wide open. Surprise! I want to laugh my ass off right now, but I shouldn't be doing anything that could mess things up. I have to keep my contact with them to a minimum.
もしかして偽物か？
偽物？ああ、そうか。なんかそんな話になってたね。
なぜあなたがこんなところに？
ああ、まあ僕としてはもうおとなしくしてるつもりだったんだけどさ。どうしてもって頼まれちゃって。ほら、僕って頼まれたら断れないたちじゃない？
Hmm?
頼まれた？ひょっとしてさっきの水無月にかよ。
Yosuke skulls. So these guys already met Sho. That's taking me the trouble of having to explain things.
ひょっとしてもう知り合い？参ったな。
そんなのどうでもいい。あんたまさか今回も犯人に協力して。
ああ、そのあたりはどうなんだろうね。
とぼけないでよ。返答次第であんたの顔に靴跡つけてやる。
See, they've taken the bait, just as expected. They're so straightforward that it's almost stupid. Still, it's more convenient for me that they think I'm working with the other side.
ま、そんなのどうでもいいじゃない。それより君たち、今大変なんじゃないの？世界が滅びるとか言っちゃってさ。
Ah, he gave a clue.
てめえやっぱり。
ほんと君たちも好きだよね。自分たちで首突っ込んで痛い目あってさ。そんなことしても人生何の得もしないっての。
I snigger contemptuously, and Yukun has been quiet up until now, throws his gaze towards me, with eyes mixed up with all sorts of complex emotions.
足立さん、あなたは現実のルールに従うと言ったはずだ。そのあなたがなぜここにいるんですか？
Here instead of rules of this world, if you say this world, this is the TV world. So I would prefer them to translate it to the real world.
ルール。ルールね。
That's right, I decided to follow the rules, so I might have to play along with this kid's idea. To them, I'm just an escaped convict. It'd be easy if I could just tell them what I got in mind, but unfortunately being an adult is hard. Besides, I don't care what they think of me, as long as I can fulfill my objective. Still, I'm not saying anything. You can step forward as if he can't hold himself back anymore.
分かってるのか？水無月のせいで現実の街が大変なことになってる。これは俺たちだけのテレビの中の戦いとは違うんだ。
相変わらず青臭い奴らだな。僕があのガキの誘いに乗ったのは単に暇だったからだよ。あのガキの目的とかこの街の行く末とかそんなのは知ったこっちゃないね。
何言ってんのこいつ。
足立ってめえ。
おいおい勘弁してよ。こっちはもう君たちみたいなガキに関わるつもりなんてないんだってば。だいたいさ、君たちそんなこと言ってるからバカ正直にここのルールにまで従っちゃってるんじゃないの？
ここのルール。
Oh, Yugen's furrowing his brow in confusion. I take it this means that they don't know about the rules here yet. Meaning they don't know about the persona fragments. I should give them a hint of the danger they are facing.
1対1ってやつ？そのおかげで何がどうなっちゃうのかも知らないで。まったくガキはお気楽だよね。
どういう意味だよ。
だからさ、いちいちまともに相手してると大変なことになっちゃうよって言ってんの。
Even after saying this, they still do it though.
だいぶ集まっちゃったんじゃないのかな。ペルソナのかけら。
They finally realize something's up. Something's up and trade worried looks with one another. What, were you just playing cops and robbers up until now? What kind of investigation team are you? More like non-investigation team. Yeesh, that was as lame as one of show's jokes. As I'm lamenting on the loss of my sense of humor, Yukon has his own worries and trembles and bites his lip.
俺たちは取り返しのつかないことをしてきてしまったのか。
おいおい、本当に気づいてなかったの？しっかりしてくれよ。
The school building suddenly creaks loudly, like the howling of a beast. I instantly recognize as the noise of the countless shadows gathering at the top of the tower.
今の
あれ、もう時間がないみたいだ。予想より早いな。じゃ、そういうことで僕は行くから。せいぜい頑張りなよ。ああ、それと捕まってるの君らの仲間？あのままだとそろそろやばいかもよ。
それどういう意味よ。
だってそのまんまでしょ。と言っても君ら3人だけじゃさすがに無理かな。
待て。
I turn my back on them and disappear into the red fog. I hear Yosuke try to chase after me, only to run to an invisible wall. They already know the 4 red pillars around them. That means they can't leave without winning the battle that they're going to face.
これくらいで十分かな。ま、せいぜい頑張ってよ、特捜隊さん。
I quietly mutter at the kids behind me. Looks like Shuro's plans are coming along faster than I figured. It doesn't look like I have much time to slack off. I might even have to hurry. Outside the hallway windows, I can see the shadows collecting here and there, floating in the sky like shreds of paper. Still, shadows blowing around like trash, the surreality of the scene makes me laugh. Maybe we'll go one or two more. I do feel a bit tired. No trouble, please. After leaving Yuko in the hall, I've been walking around the school building in search of other Persona users. The shadows and Persona fragments are building up in a surprising rate. Perhaps I'm feeling a little worried that the thickness the fog thickens with the passage of time. Because I was walking faster than usual, I was able to come across a new area quickly. Just in case anything happened, I keep my gun in my hand. I slowly slid the door open with my other hand. Beyond the door is a room with eerie light pouring in, and Sho is sitting on a coffin. All he's doing now is staring at the giant clock looming in the middle of the room, looming at the back of the room. When he notices me, he slowly turns in my direction.
なんだお前か。
やあ、順調そうじゃない。集まってるんでしょ、ペルソナのかけら。
順調すぎんのも退屈だよな。僕はあいつらが泣いたりわめいたり、そういう顔が見たいんだけどさ。てかお前何やってんだよ。さっさとあいつら分解しまえって。
まあ急ぐ必要もないでしょ。どうせ彼らはここから出らんないんだしさ。
まあそうだけどよ。ああ、飽きてきたな。あいつら何匹かやっつけちゃうか。
おいおい、待ちなって。急がなくったって計画は万全なんだろ。 だったらじっとして待ってる方が楽じゃない？
何偉そうに吠えてんだよてめえ。耳から刀突っ込んでやろうか。
With that, Shiro slowly draws one of his katanas, then turning and stab it into the one of the coffins lying around. He keeps hacking at it without a word, as if scratching an itch. I take this action as a sign of his madness.
怖い怖い。君さ、ちょっと落ち着いた方がいいんじゃないの？そんなんじゃ勝てるもんも勝てないよ。大体僕は必要だから呼ばれたわけでしょ。君一人が気に入らないからって僕のことを殺しちゃっていいわけ？
うわ、めんどくせえ。ひょっとしてお前剣道部？面倒なんつって勘違いすんな。あいつのことは関係ねえ。僕は僕の意志がありゃそれだけで殺せんだ。
With a sudden fury, he unsheathes his other sword and points it at my throat. Kill anyone that feel like it, huh? Don't get cocky, you little asswipe.
じゃあやりなよ。簡単なんだろ。君、人を殺したことがあるわけ？
You know, I feel like I want to push my stream back at 9 p.m. and by an hour. I do feel tired a bit lately, and even now I'm feeling drowsy. My body's trying to ask me to sleep early every day now, but in the middle of the night I'll wake up, you know. So my plan is sleep, after I finish work, at least 1 hour or so that to make me recharge. I did take a 20-30 minutes nap earlier, but it doesn't fully recharge me.
こいつマジでイラつくぜ。
True unsheathes his sword with a sneer. I figure as much as now it's clear that he doesn't like people acting superior to him. They say people like him suffer from inferiority complex, but I don't give a damn about his past. What's more important right now is... I take a quick glance at the exit out of the corner of my eyes. I think sneaking around this really bugged me. They think they are hiding, but I can see their shadows on the floor. Those kids are the investigation team are as inept as ever. I move around to keep Sho from noticing them and walk towards him.
大体さ、君が戦う必要なんてないでしょう。もうすぐあれが降臨して世界は全部なくなっちゃうんだから。何もわざわざ相手しなくたってほっといたらいいじゃない。
ああ、そういう問題じゃねえんだよな。僕さ、あの連中見てると吐き気が止まんねえの。俺たち仲良しとかすぐ群れちゃってなんか勘違いして調子乗ってさ。だからさ、完全にぶちのめしてボッコボコにしてすげえ声で泣かしたいわけ。わかるかな。なあ陽介、里中、下がれ。
Ah, damn! I guess he did notice. Joe reaches behind his back and pulls a knife, then throws it at them. The knife fails to reach them though, and thuds on the ground as they thuds on the ground as they at their feet.
出せんだよおめえら。目障りで目障りで目障りで徹底的にぶっ壊してやりたくなんだよ。
His anger-fueled shout echoes throughout the warp room. Fearing that its users will hide any longer, Yukon and his friends step into action. His anger-fueled shout echoes throughout the warp room. From that its users to hide any longer, Yukon and his friends step into the room. Damn it! I didn't want them to meet Sho any more than absolutely necessary. My plans have changed a little. But I can't help that. I think it's best if I play the spectator for a while.
お前は何をする気だ。聞いてなかった。お前らみたいな気持ち悪いゴミ虫を消毒して品のいい快適な世界にしてやんだよ。快適な世界だ。
ふざけないでよ。そんなの身勝手なあんただけの都合じゃん。
は？だから何？僕の都合に決まってんだろ。僕が気持ち悪いからてめえら死ねっつってんだよ。
Give me a second. Let me I want to go to the toilet a bit and freshen up. Okay.
ふざけやがってやっぱイカれてやがるお前さえよきゃ他はどうだっていいっつのかよ当たり前だろゴミ虫が仲間だ絆だてめえらのやってんのはただの慣れ合いと傷の舐め合いだろうがクソみてえな世界のクソみてえな虫けらがクソ生意気に僕と口聞いてんじゃねえ全部まとめてこの僕が消してやるっつってんだよてめえ救いようがねえクズだなお前にそんな権利はねえっつんだよ世界はもうすぐ静かになるここみたいに素敵で最高な誰もいねえ僕だけの世界だ
誰もいない世界って
なあうるせえうるせえうるせえうるせえいいから潰れちまえクソ虫どもが
There he goes again. Is this that youth anger that I hear about in the news? My, so scary. Sho exposes anger and pulls up his katanas again with a menacing look on his face. He's just way too willing to hurt people. I might as well try to stop him, even though it's probably not gonna do any good.
ちょっと何やる気出してんのさやめときなって
てめえも黙れクソゴミがかかってこいよ徹底的にぶちのめしてごめんなさいって言わせてやんぜ
The red pillars in the corner in the room immediately shine as Sho takes the combat stance. Never seen a stance like that before, but I can tell this is a little more than a kid playing pretend samurai. Something that was honed for a single purpose, to swiftly and efficiently kill the prey. Really?
絶対に負けないこんなやつに私たちの街をめちゃくちゃにされて絶対黙ってなんかいらんないよ
へっ同感だぜ守るものがあるっつうのがどんだけ強いかお前の体で教えてやるぜ油断するな水無月は強いぞ
It was Sho who fell to the ground at the end of the intense clash. The red pillar shattered, signaling that the battle has been decided. I didn't expect this. Sho holds one hand to his chest in pain while he gasps, kneeling on the ground. From my perspective as a spectator, Sho was just as strong as the opponent. No, he was better in every way. Sho was faster, stronger, focused on his opponent's weakness. So why did he lose? Well, duh, it's pretty obvious. The answer is simple. Persona. Sho didn't use a persona a single time during the fight. That means he doesn't have the power to use one. I didn't know that before, so learning this is a big plus for me. The other personality Minazuki used a persona. It's kinda weird since they are both the same body, but they say personas come from the power of the mind. I guess it makes sense that one of them might be able to use while the other can't.
だからやめとけって言ったのにあの変な力も乱発してたからこうなるんだよ借り物の力使っていい気になっちゃって
Oops, I accidentally spoke my mind in front of Sho. I quickly covered my mouth, then noticed Yuki watching me, still in his fighting stance. I guess it's only natural that they would be wary of me, but damn.
次の相手は足立さんですか
冗談じゃない よ。なんでそんなめんどくさいことしなきゃなんないのさ。
めんどくさいって、あんた水無月の仲間じゃないの？
仲間ね。そういうの勘弁してよ。だいたいほら、僕なんかよりもっと他に警戒すべき相手がいるんじゃないの？
警戒すべき相手。
That's right. This isn't over yet. The trouble thing about Sho is the fact that Minazuki is there too, and Yukun doesn't know about him yet. If Sho has been beaten, he's not just going to lie there and take it. This saves me the trouble of having to explain everything myself, but it's no good for me if they happen to get killed. Am I going to have to babysit these kids myself?
許そうな。
Yeah. The instant Minazuki sits up, a reddish black shadow appears behind him and attacks the investigation team. Yeah. The tables are quickly turned and soon Minazuki got the kid's corner. The two personas come together violently, but it's clear that Yukun's at a big disadvantage.
しっかりしろって。このままじゃマジでやられるだろう。
If that happens, my plan will have been all for nothing. I have absolutely no interest in what happened between these two brats, but I can't let them get killed. Just when I thought it was time for me to lend a hand,
ペルソナ
two personas appear from the red fog and attack Minazuki simultaneously. Minazuki persona is stunned and its relentless attack stops.
先輩、無事ですか？
ああ、
It's Shirogane Naoto and some other girl I don't know who's carrying a giant axe. They come in running and Minazuki sighs.
死に損ないが増えたな。やはりシャドウを使った偽物ごときでは不足だったか。
動かないでください。ナルカミ君たちから離れ。せやないと容赦せえへんから。
言われずともここは譲ろう。いえ、ナルカミ君だけでも始末しておくべきか。
Minazuki points his blade at the kneeling Yukun. Unlike Sho, Minazuki would be able to kill Yukun like he was squashing a bug. He can't be underestimated. I'm actually going to have to stop him this time. I walked into the center of the room, placing myself between the two.
やめときなって。キュウソ猫を噛むって言葉知らないの？君だって無駄に消耗してる暇ないでしょ。
そんな、どうしてあなたが？
Naoto-kun's eyes widened with surprise at seeing me, and then the school building begins to creak again. The shaking is longer and more intense when I'm on the roof, meaning the power that Minazuki collecting is coming closer. It seems things were progressing a lot faster than I thought they would.
この揺れは。
始まったか。これで失礼しよう。あとは仕上げるだけだ。
待ちや。
When Minazuki turns his back to leave, the other kids surround him to prevent his escape. But Minazuki doesn't show any sign of panic. In fact, he gives them a mocking
君
sneer.
たちは本当に群れるのが好きだな。集まった途端に活力を取り戻すのか。もうペルソナのかけらは十分だ。俺が君たちの相手をする必要はない。
なんやこれ。足が。
またこの力か。
It only takes an instant. The moment Minazuki's eyes glow red, the air shakes and the kids in front of me suddenly stops, as if shearing down. Seeing that confirmed my suspicions. Minazuki is capable of using persona to control others. He used his power to control the detective in the interrogation
消
room.
耗が激しい。借り物の力を使いすぎた。もはや出し惜しみをしている時でもない。
Minazuki's eyes Minazuki spares one last glance at Yukin's group and runs off into the fog. The other kids are frozen like statues and can only watch him disappear. I'm free to do anything, but there's no point in me chasing after Minazuki, so I just let him go. Once Minazuki's gone, Yukin's group is released from whatever hole is over them and they all fall to the ground. Perhaps that was pretty hard for them. They all seem to be in a lot of pain. Before they can even catch their breath, the sound of the footsteps approaches through the fog. A beauty in a skin-tight black cat suit shows up.
あとは任せてもらおう。始めるぞ。リングインだ。
When the lady yells out, the red pillar reappears in the corner of the room and the invisible walls lock into place. Being stuck again seems to confuse the kid, and the situation is out of their depth.
みつるさん。
違う。あれは偽物だ。
みなずきも。
もういないって。さ、余計なお世話だと思うけど、君ら今回ばかりは相手が悪いんじゃないの？見たでしょ、あの力。君らが相手にしてんのはあのガキだけじゃないんだってば。
I shouted to them from beyond the invisible walls. There's no time for them to figure out stuff on their own. Just get it already. It's with a bit of a noise that I continue on.
大体もう遅いんじゃないの？ペルソナのかけら集まったって言ってたでしょ？ってことは、あとはあれを呼び出して、それに集まったペルソナのかけらをブサーッと。
Uh-oh. As if I say that, the rapier swings right in front of my nose. I blink in surprise and see a few strands of hair falling right in front of my eyes like a comic. She may be a hottie, but I don't need a chick swinging sharp object in my face.
危ないな。何すんのさ。
おしゃべりが過ぎるぞ、ケロ。貴様が私の相手になる。
冗談じゃないよ。なんでそうなるのさ。それじゃ君たち、忠告はしたからね。
I said enough already. Even the stupid investigation team should get it by now, right? I turn my back on them and quickly leave the classroom. If they realize Sho's plan, then they should have been heading to the top of the tower. At the peak, they'll find countless shadows, the persona fragments, and that power. The pieces are all there. Then again, it'll take them some time to get out that barrier. There's even the possibility they might not even make it to the top.
ほんと勘弁してほしいよ。
Either way, I got to disrupt Sho's plans somehow. I pat my jacket to reassure myself that my gun is still holstered at my waist, and run up the stairs leading up to the top of the tower. I can push myself a bit more, I think. Yeah, we're halfway there, and like the next time I do want to do Awakening as well. I think maybe we'll do one more, okay? We do Win. Chapter 5, and then we leave it at that. Because I want to like balance it out, you know? 2 hours, 2 hours. Okay? So we'll go for this one, okay? And then we'll end the stream. I'm sure in a good shape. Considering I never exercised when I was in jail, I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. As I climb up to the top of the tower through the fog, I come to an open area. Looks like this is my goal. Looking up through the powerful winds and the gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving off sinister power.
真っ赤っか。もう信じられまっか。
Nope, that pun was just awful. I shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around the sky. The whirling storm sucks in one shadow after another, like a tornado. Gulp at the sight up
ガ
close.
キが思いつくことは怖いね。こんなのに飲まれたらひとたまりもないよ。 水無月の目論見もここまでは大成功ってとこかな。
In the middle of the red fog is a clear object the size of a person, giving off light as it floats. Reminds me of the crystal from the Final Fantasy XIVs. I see. So that's all the fragment he kept shaving off from the Persona users. The red-haired kid is standing next to it. As I stay low and watch, it looks like he hasn't noticed me. Those kids were tricked into helping him collect the Persona fragments under the guise of the P1 CLIMAX. Well, after such intense battle, staying alive is a bit impressive. I think they deserve some praise lately.
誰一人死んでもらっちゃ困るからね。
My goal here is to keep everyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to it.
そこだけはさ、譲れないんだよね。だから悪いけど、この計画は阻止させてもらうの。どんなこと
I draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired young man through the fog. Joe's looking up at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Maybe he's too busy with the new world, he's not even looking this way. Well, that's convenient to me. I slowly thumb back the hammer of my revolver. People say I may not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident in my aim. I was always in the top of my class in pistol training at the academy. I take it the Persona fragment in front of Sho. Well, maybe it's too big to be called a fragment now. If I can break that thing, Sho's plan is done for. I've only got one chance. That's okay. I can't miss here. I concentrate and put my finger on the trigger. Did I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the Persona fragment didn't break. The impact of the bullet was enough to crack it slightly. I have to get another shot. Quickly. I have to get another shot in. I quickly take aim in the crack in the crystal, but just when I'm about to pull the trigger.
てめえ、何やってやがんだよ、足立。
Joe stands in front of me with a look of rage. Ah, he found me. A frontal assault is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess I can't help that now. I doubt he believed if I told him my finger slipped.
僕、協力するなんて言ったっけ？
くそボケ。壊してやるぜ。足立。
Maybe I need 50. Come on. Damn it. I just want to use this. Damn it. Damn it. They're really not giving me the chance to give the finisher. I won, but it's more like Sho just got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty badly, but Sho must have used a lot of stamina in that battle. I sit down on Sho's chest and keep him pinned.
どういうつもりだ。最初から裏切るつもりだったのか。恩知らずにも程があんだろうが。
Sho glares at me, seething. He must really be pissed. I can feel him trembling under me.
ただろ。こっちは好きにやらせてもらうって。
ゴミ虫が調子に乗りやがって。勝った気になってんじゃねえぞ。僕に逆らうとかお前マジでバカだろ。だからあいつらにも負けたんだよ。バカバカバカ。
All this yapping is hurting my ears. How many times do you have to call me a moron, you moron? I pressed the muzzle of my pistol against Sho's jaw to shut him up.
あのさ、君人のこと言えるの？調子乗ってこんな大会開いちゃってさ。もう十分楽しんだだろう。君みたいなクソガキにあの力が制御できるわけないって。みんなにごめんなさいしておとなしく家に帰った方がいいと思うよ。
うるせえうるせえうるせえ。何見下してやがんだてめえ。ぶち殺すさ。どけよてめえ。僕はやれんだ。やれるからやっちまって何が悪い。下顎から串刺しにされてえか。
やれるからやるから君見てるとさムカつくんだよね。
It's like seeing myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. The persona fragment is only a few meters away. I recock my pistol while holding Sho down. I take aim at the small target half hidden in the red fog. This will end all of this. Ah, Minazuki. In the blink of an eye, my view flips upside down. Sho, who I pinned down a moment ago, is now sitting on top of me. Sho didn't have any control of my body, and I just lay on the ground like a ragdoll. Sho's eyes glowed a burning red in its fury.
殺してやるよアダチ。ぐちゃぐちゃにして元の形なんかわかんなくしてやる。
The brat begins punching me in the face, and I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks with the impact of each hit. That's some power he has. Yeah. If I'm still thinking that, I still have some life in me.
てめえ何考えてんだ。これがどんだけ大事なもんか分かってんだろうな。僕の計画をぶっ壊すつもりかよ。
If he wanted to kill me, he could have just picked up the sword and do me with a single slash. But instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. No, not letting me off so easily. Lucky for me, his reach is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. I guess this hurts, but my luck keeps up. I might just survive this.
言ってるでしょ。ぶっ壊そうとしたんだよ。君の隙をついてね。そのペルソナのかけらをさ。
この草虫がクソの役にも立たねえと思ってたが、この瞬間を狙ってやがったとはな。
Oh, this isn't good. Things are going black. I don't even have much pain anymore, and I'm on the verge of passing out. Don't they teach kids the meaning of the word moderation in school anymore? At this rate, he might actually kill me.
クソゴミが。まあ最初からてめえは利用するだけのゴミカスだったんだけどな。
I nearly blacked out at the intense blow, but I managed to hang in there. Maybe he got tired of hitting me. Joe gets up, picks up his sword, and looks down at me mockingly.
参考までに聞いとくけどさ。僕をどうやって利用しようっての。
てめえなんか勘違いしてねえかよ。あれを飼いならすってのはよ、
最初からてめえの知識なんか当てにしてるわけじゃねえんだよバカ。用があるのはな、最初からてめえのペルソナだけなんだよ。おめえのペルソナをハイでシャドウ化して集めたシャドウにぶち込んだら出来上がり。足立くんの役目はおしまいになります。
But he can't do it, right? He was going to turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadow he was collecting? I don't have a clue what he's talking about. As I lie there confused, Shuo holds his stomach and laughs eerily.
いいねその間抜け面。ウケるから特別にもっと教えてやるよ。僕が迎え入れようとしているあれはさ、お前の中に残ってる力が邪魔みたいでな。人を超えた力同士がぶつかるっての。さすと本来の力を出し切れねえんだよ。それって逆に言えば、お前の力を使えばあれは好き勝手にはできねえってことだ。つまりこっちが飼いならせるんだよ。
You know, so in order to control the power, he has to counter it with even more power, huh? I think I saw a flaw in his reasoning, but given the logic we're talking about power surpassing the realm of man, here logic might be going out the window, while the fact that this world is like this is already thrown out the window.
準備が整ってあいつらみんなバラしてからじっくりなぶってぶっ壊してやろうと思ってたさ。それでもな、てめえみてえなカスに気持ちよくしてやろうと思ってよ。せめててめえができなかった世界が滅びる様を見せてやるまで我慢してやってたんだよ。一緒にするんじゃねえよ、クソガキが。誰かに嫌われて、世界に嫌われて、てめえはだだこねてるだけのクソガキだろうが。
The BGM. It seems he does learn something from last year.
俺はね、マジでこの世界が大嫌いなんだよ。てめえみてえな半端なガキと一緒にされんのが
Da, na, na, na.
こっちから願い下げだね。
Give me a second. I think I should increase the volume. Okay.
終わったぞてめえ。望み通りにぶっ殺してやる。
ダッサいな僕。でもさ、君まだ知らないでしょ。
What?
あいつらほんとしつこいんだよ。覚悟しときなよ。
Da, na, 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 na. Joe slowly unsheathes his sword and lays it across my throat. The touch of the cold steel against my neck gives me goosebumps. This situation gone foobar. What's foobar? What's foobar? Foobar. Foobar. What does foobar stand for? Seriously? Seriously? If my own corpse ends up hanging from my telephone pole somewhere, it's going to make last year's case even more complicated, agree. And if that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rules be taken away from me, but if the investigation into last year's case gets dropped, there will be nothing left. That was the experience that defined who I am now. I can't allow it all to become a lie. The katana gleams red in the moonlight when Sho raises it high into the air, and then
やめろ、水無月。
the impact I'd expect didn't come. Oh, it doesn't come. I slowly open my eyes to see Yukon holding Sho back.
なんだよ、早いじゃない。台無しだよ、まったく。
Yukon frowns, not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need his pity. but I don't want to be misunderstood
言っ
either.
ておくけど、君らのためじゃない。僕は僕のけじめをつけたいだけだ。
分かってます。あなたはそういう人じゃない。
A look of relief spreads across Yukun's face. Seriously, kid, you're a dope. If another crazy corpse shows up in that town, the investigation team would have to start from scratch again. Thinking about that happening pisses me off, that's all.
君さ、可愛くないね、ほんと。
I tried to mock him, but talking hurts too much, and thanks to Show beating the crap out of me, everything's getting cloudy again. I've done this much on my own. It's your turn to stop him. Leader. I can't even say those words, but that's what I'm thinking. It's then that I lose consciousness. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. I think that's all for today, okay? We did go through like 74%. Like I say, I was kind of right. It's gonna be like around 3 to 4 hours, okay? So we'll finish this off on Tuesday, and then we'll also watch this one as well, okay? The true end, which is, I think it's the best way to wrap it all up, okay? So yeah, that's all for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Dark Deity, and then Monday for another Dark Deity as well, and then Tuesday we'll finish this all up, okay? And it'll be just nice because Expedition 33 will be coming out next week, or next week this time. But then again, I'm just gonna be a bit excited for it, okay? So that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.